Everybody mute.
After this, me and you are gonna have to have a talk about Hollow Knight.
All right, everybody mute.
We're gonna have to have a talk.
I said go.
Oh, you did? Oh, I'm not.
Debate
I'm
chat.
In the
It's in there.
My
Go ahead
bad.
and start.
Yeah, my bad. Debate chat. My bad. All right. So, night before Crazy God Ant Void, versus whoever the heck your guy is, lowballed equalize stats.
Champion from Corruption of Champions.
Dope. All right, hit me with your win con, man.
All right. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Okay, I'll go first. Same win condition as all my other debates in this tournament. I'm just going to prey on hacks resistance. I can outlast you, and I'll try to use any offensive hacks I can muster.
Want to like go over what that hacks would be?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get into that in the debate. What's your win condition?
Win condition is that the champion's array of skills, hacks, and sheer combat skill will overwhelm your character and eventually bring them to defeat.
Dope. All right. Where do you want to go first? I heard skill. I heard some hacks.
Okay, let's just go start simple at first, and then we'll just go to like the larger things.
Okay. So for skill, what I have for you? Ew. Excuse me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, don't take a swing and try to talk. So, God, geez, my throat. Right,
it's okay.
So, let me get you these. So, in Hollow Knight, skill is basically whack. So, they're all big time swordsmen.
Swordsmen.
Swordsman combat. You know what I mean? So let me get you these. So in
Zone of Debates.
Yeah, Zone of Debates. Here you go. So right off the bat, you've got Nail Masters, Oro and Mato, who are like the prodigies of their time. Like these are, if we were talking about like say Star Wars, these guys would be like your High Council members, right? Like these are the god tiers of skill, trained by the best of the best. And then above them is their brother Shio, who is stated to be stronger than both of them. I can get you that if you want, but I believe it was Oro who stated that Shio was the strongest of the brothers, and he was kind of like their master's favorite. He didn't have any specific favorites, but he was he was the privileged child, if you will.
Yeah, he was the best student.
Yeah, he was the best student. It's like if we keep using the Jedi Master analogy, like this dude is Mace Windu. And then right here, this guy is basically Yoda. That's Nail Master Sly, who, as you see in the description there, not only the prayer for the God Seekers, but also you've got his description above. He's basically like the master of the masters, right? He's your Yoda. He's so skilled. He's capable of wielding his blade to propel him into the air and keep him afloat, and basically defy physics. And I could show you a video of the guy doing that in the second stage. But basically, yeah, he's like top tier, and the knight is able to beat this guy one-on-one after beating all of his dudes. So that's my skill.
He worked his way up, basically.
Yeah, he has to. It's kind of like a dungeon thing. You gotta beat up all the little dudes and then go up there. Except the little dudes are gods. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so basically, he's above a master swordsman, is what you're saying.
He's above the masters of the master.
Dang, that's a lot of swordsmanship.
Yeah,
okay,
he's got
now for
like,
the champion. Now, for the champion, I can say that he actually is a master of some. Okay, so is Hollow Knight skilled with just the sword or with other weapons?
Well, to be master with a sword, you would need to have good physical capabilities. Like to have a sword, you need to be able to dodge. You need to be able to react well. You need to have basic understanding of fighting styles and things like that. So, like, yeah, his primary weaponry is like he's not about to pull some Bruce Lee crap, but you feel me? But he does deal with hand-to-hand combat people, and he deals with other people of other weapon varieties, which I'll get you that if you want it.
Okay, now for like the champion, the only reason I was asking is because the champion is a master and is well trained with pretty much every weapon you can name. The master with bows, warhammers, staffs, pole-arms. His most iconic weapon in the game is the one he first picks up, and that is it's a sword. So he actually has gone up against several trained opponents with it. From highly trained assassins to demon lords to someone who can literally rival the goddess that created the planes and has all the knowledge like the war. And he beat a swordsman like that. Her name was Lettuce, and I'm gonna just put that here. So bear in mind, this is like a text game, so I only just have like text because there's no images.
Oh, I feel you. Yeah. Hollow Knight's the same. I just have a bunch of screenshots from either my TV or online. So I do feel you. Yeah. I'm not about to.
Yeah.
I'm not about to get on you. Show the source. Like, nah, I got you.
What is this? What's this thing doing? Okay. God dang it. Yeah, there was a lot there. Dang, come on. I'm trying to find a.
Take your time, Chief. I don't care. You know how much drinks I have on me? I'm ready to go for like hours, man.
That he has been trained by. Actually, wait a minute. Has he been trained? He's actually a prodigy. So you showed me like the people your guys fought. Like, show you some of the people mine has fought like with his sword.
I can show you examples of Hollow Knight taking on other masters of various weaponry if you want.
I actually would like to see that.
Okay, yeah, sure. So, one in deepness, he fought the great knight known as Galleon. He is described as being one of the greatest knights that served under the Pale King. And his deal was axes. Like, he would summon axes and junk on the fight, and I'll give you a video of the fight. He will summon 3 axes. Ew! Carbon. He'll summon 3 axes. One, like, his main weapon, and then 2 minor weapon or axes that float around on their own. And Hollow Knight's able to dance around these blades effortlessly and beat him up. Galleon's actually a pretty easy boss fight, not gonna lie. Then you also have the Sisters of Battle, or the Mantis Lords, which are attuned with lances and spears and whatnot. They're even called leaders of the Mantis tribe and its finest warriors. Like, these guys are their top tier fighters of the Mantis and Hollow Knight. They're your typical warrior race. You know, they're your Amazons,
the Valkyrians.
The Asgardians. They're those guys. And these people alone, just by their sheer combat skill, would have a wide variety of weaponry. Like we see in the Mantis tribe, like they're good with things like claws and short points for weapons like knives and whatnot. Well, they don't literally use knives, but they're how do I call it? Their claws would not mimic them. And Sisters of Battle scale massively above them, and the Knight's able to dance around them with skill. And basically, my argument is, I'm sure you've heard this saying, fear not the man who has thrown 1,000 punches, but the man who's thrown the same punch 1,000 times. Well, in this case, the Knight's skill and speciality in blade work is allowed him to
battle against multiple types of fighting styles.
Yeah. And I can give you a scan of like the crazy training that he had to go through as a child, if you'd like.
Actually, when you talk about like the crazy training that he went through, I'd like to go over the training that my character has went throughout his life. Before he even entered into the demon realm, he was actually trained to be a guard in his village's like his guard post. So he spent most of his youth training swordsmanship and fighting. And then when he was selected to be the champion, he actually underwent even more rigorous training to survive in the demon realm. And when he was unleashed in the demon realm, only to spend most of the time taking out demons and other monsters with his fist, but then he got a sword. for the vast majority of the game, until you can get more weapons, your main weapon is a sword. And he not only fights demons with this, he also fights berserkers, he fights dragons with it.
Mhm.
He even goes up against the dragoness Kaiha, who is trained to be the demon's best warrior. And seeing as how there are other demons who also have, even fights other adventurers like him that have been there for a much longer time and have beaten other sword masters already.
Good, all good.
These things about how he has enemies he has fought, and you will see them all there. The enemies and the rivals.
For impressive, just definitely impressive. For Hollow Knight, that's my dad. Anyway, for what was it? My dad just texted me for some reason. He nasty. Anyway, for Hollow Knight, he was trained since birth. Like, not even since birth. Like, he was made for one purpose and one purpose only, to fight and to conceal. Well, not to conceal, but to kill. As a child, a mere child. Now, most of his other siblings didn't do this, but the Knight and most likely his brother, the Hollow Knight, went through this thing called the Path of Pain, which, as you see there, is basically the floor. It's basically a really intense game of the floor is lava. It is covered. So Path of Pain is a very long path, that is filled with buzzsaws and spikes and thorns and all types and bottomless pits. And it's in the Dream Realm. And essentially in this, if you can even call it a training route, more like a circus act, the Knight and any the most skilled of the siblings, Knight and the Hollow Knight, of course, being included in there, would go through this rigorous course. And I can get you a whole video of it. You don't even need to watch it. You just need to just skip through it, and you will see he is so skilled that he has to use his blade work to bounce off of the blades, the spikes, and all that. He cannot touch the floor once or he will die. He cannot miss a beat or he will fall to his death. He cannot mess up on timing, or the axes or the buzzsaws will kill him. And this type of training also implies with people like Sly. As I said earlier, he's so skilled, he's able to legit propel himself in the air and stay above ground despite not being able to fly.
Okay, and you're saying he did this as a child?
Yep. Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. No.
Well, as I've said, since my character was like, you're saying Hollow Knight was basically made for battle.
He was made for the sole purpose of battle.
Okay.
Like, he has known nothing else but battle and fighting. Like, you were talking about how the guy went to, I think it was hell, and he started beating up all those demons and whatnot. Like, that was the night after he awoke from his egg and went through his training. The Pale King basically ditched him. He managed to escape somehow, comes back, and all he does is beat up big monsters and junk.
Yes.
What up, man?
Yep. My character's also fought.
Dude, I'm seeing everyone today. That's like the second dude I've seen today. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, that has happened to me before too. I see people and everything.
I'm seeing everyone. I don't even know that guy, to be honest. But he knows me, so we're gonna act like I know him, so I don't look like a jerk.
Anyway, like I was saying before, my character actually, even before he was in the demon world, from birth as well, he has the fighter perk, which pretty much allows him some extra skill and close quarters combat. And he was training with the other kids in his village before he even went to the corrupt land of Marith. And then when he did go, he had a much easier time than all the other champions who had decades more training than him, but they all either got enslaved, got killed, or got turned into demons. So he has more training than decades-old masters. Also, to add on top of that, here are the perks you can have in the game. You really have a perk called Blade Master. And by the time he gets this perk that amps him, He's already better than all the other fighters in the verse. The only one that
Nice.
can compete with him is the literal anti-goddess, Lettuce. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she's the only legitimate threat he has left after this. Everyone else just pales in comparison. He's even managed to fight an Oni who is skilled in pretty much most Japanese martial arts from centuries.
Nice. Okay.
Him
You got
is
any
just
feats?
zero feats.
We're getting just like skill feats. I've laid out all my skill feats. I can summarize them real fast. But you got any other skill feats?
No, I mean I saw all your skill feats. Like the skill feats, like for him, or like in like rivals he has beaten, and I linked that above in like those 3 point docs right there. You don't have to read like all of them. I'll just tell you like the 3 big names to look for.
Okay.
Kaiha, Kiha, Kaiha, Izumi, Izumi, as
Okay.
birds. Then Helia, Helia. All of these are master fighters.
Okay.
It's also JoJo.
Now, hold on now.
Okay.
Okay, solid. You got any other feats? Any other steps? Because I've shown you all my stuff. You got anything else?
Yeah, I actually do have like some stuff. Got the names. Oh, okay. They want me to have the names.
Like, if you want, I can summarize what I've got, what I've given you so far.
And you can go ahead and like summarize it if you feel the need to.
Okay, yeah. Just because there's a lot there, I know. All I'm saying for my like as a summary of what I've got for tonight in terms of skill is that he was literally created for the sole purpose of being a fighter from day one. He went through intense training that requires you to be able to not even so much as hit the ground. It requires you to master things such as timing and spacing.
Wait, I have like a question. You
Yeah.
said like he was created specifically for fighting.
Yeah, he was created specifically to be able to
wait,
fight.
I almost forgot something. I just remembered it.
Okay.
You know what I mentioned before? Remember I said that the demons like trained her to be the best fighter? She was literally mutated and made for that purpose, like Hollow Knight was.
Cool.
And a champion still beat her.
Nice. What I'm going for with the whole being birthed with that was that when like the second he pooped out of the egg that the tree laid when it made out with the worm, yeah, that happened. Trees lay eggs, but the second he pooped out of the dude,
The game sounds really crazy.
It's a pretty weird game. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, I probably shouldn't say that. Anyway, can't say that. Demonetization. So, oh crap, I lost my mind. Anyway, people like, oh Jesus Christ, with
Oh
shit.
wait.
When it comes
Oh
to
wait, I actually have a question.
Okay.
How old is Hollow Knight?
He doesn't age.
I mean, like, even if you don't age, you like still have like a number of years he's been like fighting.
Okay, fair enough. He kind of died. Like he doesn't live, if that makes sense. Like he's not alive like me or you.
Okay, so let me rephrase it again. How long has he been walking around fighting?
Oh, I got you. Okay, let me see. Rough estimates, right? So if we say the Knight was born around the time Hornet was born, and she's grown now. Well, grown. If we roughly estimate and we say that the Knight was born similar around the time his sister was born, Hornet, and Hornet is organic and she like grows like regularly. Like a couple years max. Like
Couple years.
he's not that old, to be honest. A couple of years, because so he was made along with the Hollow Knight. Kicked out, you know, he got kicked down into the abyss, escaped somehow, and did all that whack junk out in the wilderness, and you have the siblings like the Hollow Knight went, did their crazy training, grew up.
Oh,
Right.
he's only a couple years. So
Yeah.
well, by a couple years, how many years are we talking about? Like 3 or 5?
Yeah, like okay, if we like rough estimates like 5 or 10. Like he's not 18. Or I
Going
would
by
be-
like at, I'd argue that my character has more combat experience and has fought more experienced opponents overall in combat.
okay, I
Because
disagree.
I
Okay, so I disagree. Mainly because saying okay, well, my dude's older, therefore he has more combat experience doesn't make sense. The guys that my guy has fought are like possibly hundreds of years old. Like Sly.
possibly hundreds of years old.
Yeah, like they are most likely hundreds of years old. If we take people like Maskmaker and Sly, and we really look into it, they were most likely alive back in the days when Hollow Nest didn't fall and didn't need to worry about the Radiance. And
Okay, so
most likely when it was first founded, they are most likely hundreds of years old.
okay, so 100 years old. I have characters that he's fought that are centuries years old.
Okay.
Well, centuries.
Okay.
Oh, honestly, we keep like going backward. So would you be okay saying they're at least that Hollow Knight is that they're at least equal in skill relatively?
Well, can you demonstrate your so saying my guys are century years old, that's all well and good, but it comes down to the feats that they've demonstrated in those centuries of years. Can you demonstrate them being able to do things like the Path of Pain or literally levitate themselves with just their blade, or show them the amount of skill and
Melath, which is
precision needed?
we know that place Melath, what you said was literal like a demon realm. They survived
Mhm.
there for centuries.
Well, mine
So I
is
could-
a fallen hellscape with zombies not really. Yeah, basically zombies, mind-ridden zombies trying to feast on your flesh and consume you in the name of the light god Radiance.
Okay, so your place has zombies. That's cool. That's cute. My place has demons that have reality warping magic, and the plane of existence there
This is about
also
to turn
does
into a
not have a
one-up game
consistent.
real fast. This is about to turn into a. This is about to turn into who has the bigger struggle real fast.
I mean, yeah. So basically, even the minor demons there can casually warp reality and change the landscape.
All right, here.
The landscape
I
does
don't
not
wanna-
have a consistent.
I don't want to turn this. I don't want to turn this into a one-up game. All right, I'm cool with saying they're relative. I don't want this
Okay,
to turn
so the champion has slightly better skill due to the landscape he goes through being slightly more dangerous.
lit. Okay, I'm down with. All right, because this is about to get real.
Okay, so
About to
my
get real
character, so
edgy.
do you concede okay, so do you concede my character has considerably more skill?
No, that's not a no. Like I'm beating the masters of the masters, which should be relative to your guys. If anything, I can press this point and easily take it. You need to show me your guys beating the guys who trained your guys. You need to show me your guys beating the guy who trained those century-year-old dudes.
Who train you? You show
And
the
they
guy
have
that train.
they have a massive skill edge. Like if you would have put the
Just show you remember Kaya? I showed you her. She was trained by the
Well-
demon that Lithis trained. You can
Well,
read
here's-
that all in
here's
like
the
the
thing,
talks I
like-
said.
like okay, real talk. Memes aside, let's talk, right? I need like feats. I don't need like, okay, well, he's really skilled and she was trained by this guy. I need like he's really skilled. Like, yeah, all right, they're skilled. Like for example, all right, here's an example. Jedi Masters are all inherently really skilled. But Obi-Wan Kenobi can be argued even more skilled because he's out here being able to take the edge against Anakin thanks to his patience and skill with the blade, right? Even though Anakin was stronger physically, Obi-Wan could beat him because of the superior blade. Similar here, I'm showing that my guy, he's able to defeat literal masters of like the best bladesmith in the world. And the guy who beat or guy who trained the best nailsmiths in the world and has a giant skill edge over them, so much so that he's able to levitate himself with his sword.
Okay.
And
okay,
I showed
guys,
that my
guys,
training was
guys,
better than yours.
Guys, open on.
Yeah, but I
move
showed
on.
you 3 of my own things as well.
Fate.
I just
I
did
even
been on, guys, y'all have been on skill too long. I think it's time to move on.
Yeah, okay, so you want to leave this like to the judges or something?
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, we'll leave that like to the judges. So I made my point. What's like your next point?
How good is he in stamina?
Now, what?
How good is he in stamina? My bad.
Stamina?
I was drinking. Yeah, stamina. My bad. I was drinking. Like, you know, does he get tired? Like,
equalizing all stats.
yeah, stamina is just how long you can fight. I mean, do you consider that a stat? I mean, do you want to equalize stamina too? I don't care.
And yeah, stamina and endurance do tend to go hand in hand, along with durability.
Okay, whatever. We'll go with it. Whatever. I'm not even going to open that can of worms. All right, sure. We'll equalize stamina then. Okay. What am I feeling like? What does your guy have against intangibility and durability negation?
Durability and intangibility negation.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
specific examples, right? The knight is able to, with the shade cloak, which is an ability he gets in the game, yada yada, and equip the charm known as Sharp Shadow. He is able to essentially envelop himself in the void and cut straight through his dudes and turn them into Swiss cheese.
Okay. Okay. Well, honestly, to that, like, so basically, what resistance does he have to intangibility and durability negation?
A lot.
Hold up.
Ooh! It says a squirrel. He's a squirrel. Come on, that's funny. Come on. That hurts the sugar rushing over. All right, my bad. I know the judges thought that was funny.
Dogs BFR.
Facts. Dogs BFR.
In another debate, it legit barked, and then he got removed from the call.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh no. Poor dude. I can't blame him though. My dog does that too. My
This
dog.
video is sponsored by Raid Shadow
Oh,
Legends.
shut up, you. No, my dog does the exact same thing. Like, he'll be barking at the dumbest things. Like, he'll see a squirrel outside and just go nuts.
Fate, you good?
Okay, I have like a couple minutes till you probably.
Oh, okay. Wrap this up, boys. All right, so okay. Shade Cloak goes intangible, cuts your dudes like cheese. What's up?
Okay, so basically, to that he actually has non-compole interaction
Okay.
as well as defenses. Those are types of attacks, and I'm going to put the example right here. You're lucky
Okay.
this is actually really easy to find. It's at the top of the list.
My brother, we got minutes. I would have just steel manned you. You feel me?
Oh, here it is, right here.
Wait, where? Am I blind? I might be blind. I mean, there's the.
You don't like see it.
Oh, there. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's a huge non-corporeal interaction. Follow cottage sex. No for blah 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 blah. Here, you want to? Here. Look, I just took an exam. You want to do your brother a favor? You want to do your brother a favor and not make me?
Yeah, I'll do it. It's okay. I'll do it. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna just sum this up like really quick.
Okay.
Basically, in the non-compole being, so what the Ghost Star and like the champion verse, and then he manages to passively interact with her without any special weapons. Actually does have weapons that can bypass like defenses and armor as well.
Okay.
This is him doing it with his base weaponry, so he would be able to touch him even if he was intangible.
Okay. Any other? What about the durability negation?
The durability negation,
Yeah.
as I've said, he can actually do the same thing.
Well, the
with
knight's
some of his-
ability. My bad. What?
But I said, like, he could do the.
Knight's
He's
abilities can be-
encountered attacks like that before.
The Knight's abilities can be projectile. He can fire off void-based attacks, such as the scan I showed down there, and I can show you like a GIF of it working as well. Yeah, it'll cut through It'll cut through like armor. It'll cut through shields. It'll cut, your skin. It goes straight through you. And in this, the Knight himself actually turns into a void. As you see there, it is working on a giant monster, which is canonically a MILF. I don't know if I can say that.
No,
No, jokes.
just say
Jokes.
no.
No, jokes. Jokes.
No, I know it's a joke. Dang, that is.
Yep.
Ow.
Karn, I'm gonna kill you. Anyway.
It gets weirder the more you talk about it.
Oh yeah, it's super weird. But anyway, yeah. If he can't get, which it's due to their ranges of skill, this will most likely be a one-on-one match. It's entirely possible that he can just activate the cloak and find an opening and cut straight through him, or he can do what he did on screen there, just fire off a blast and just blow the dude's organs in half.
Actually, I have, and my counter to this is actually this. So that ghost I said that he was able to beat,
Yeah.
and that he had like resistances, and he basically could do the same thing Hollow Knight could do, as I've shown in like the post.
I didn't read the post. I'm just gonna take your word for it. Yeah. I just took an exam.
Yeah.
There's not enough. There's nothing you can do to make me
It's
read
fine,
something that
it's
long.
fine, dude. It's fine. I know you took an exam. That's fine.
I just wrote
Anyway.
a whole thing on the Enlightenment era. You must be crazy.
Enlightenment. Did you get
Boring.
enlightened when you wrote it?
No, I didn't. I just got stressed and hungry.
Oh man, you're gonna have to tell me about that when we're finished. Okay, so anyway, you're probably gonna wonder what this shared body means. That's what
Jess's
it
body
means.
is spawned perverted. Ew, perverted. Carnifex. Anyway, Ghost.
After
name,
everything you just said, that is the one that gets you.
Yep. Let's see here. See, he's back at it again. I know that was him who did that. Has a host of abilities such as body manipulation. Ew. My mind reading via possession, intangibility, DNA. Where's the durability negation?
He does. So you can actually give to him
Okay.
because they both share a body.
I hate y'all. Not you. They know what they're doing. Anyway.
You're asking
Wait.
like where the durability negation is.
Mm-hmm. Well, resistance to it. You know what I mean? Because he has two ways of doing this. He can do it close up, or he can just fire that blast. He also has other abilities, which have the exact same trick. He has a down pound and a B, but I'll get to that later.
So basically, my character actually has two ways of doing this as well.
Uh-huh.
He has a special type of weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I need to try to get this. Need to get this. Okay. Oh, here we go. And this katana, which ignores. Which will ignore this thing. Just put this down. God dang, it is so hard having just nothing but text. You would not believe how much writing I have to do to
Trust me.
finish.
Listen, I have done Star Wars stuff where most of the feats are in books.
Yes.
It happens. Actually, a lot of the Hollow Knight stuff is also in text. Most of the stuff is in dialogue, so.
Really?
Yep.
Hey.
That's why I got like
Okay.
a million bad quality scans on my phone.
So he has two weapons that can go through like armor, defenses, and stuff like
Where's
that.
it? Wait, where's the? My bad, I must have missed it. Where's the durability negation? Like I see, like, hold on, a curved blade that cuts through flesh with the greatest ease and ignores half of an enemy's arm. Okay.
That's like a form of durability negation in reverse because of how the armor works. I mean, there is some type. It can also cut through shields too. Actually, like with the
Cool.
sandwiches.
Cool.
He also does have a long range attack that he can do. Let's find it.
Hmm.
Hey, come on. I had it somewhere.
My Okay, yeah, lightning round. Don't worry, we're making this fast. For that, I actually have two. Well, I have a counter, which is also leading to another point because with Hollow Knight, dude, like defenses can quickly turn offensive and vice versa.
I mean, okay, so like you have a two-parter point then.
Basically, this both defends me and it also hurts.
So it's a defense,
I'm like,
but a counter.
yeah, pretty much. There you go. Okay, so the knight strikes you with his blade, his little, which didn't even go very class size, but we'll just go with it. It says there, your currents to heal your shell and cast spells. Collect more by striking enemies, and then down there, focus. Collect a soul to repair your shell. So, in the event your guy does manage to, strike my knight a few times, he has the ability to heal himself with just his.
Hey, so when you say that the knight has durability negation, what do you mean by that exactly? How does he negate the durability?
It goes straight through you. Like you see up there in the... Jeez, y'all really got... Oh, MILF. God dang it. Yeah, I shouldn't have made that joke, man. So...
Wait, what MILF?
No MILF. There's no MILF. All right, so in the scan above... Look at the scan above. In the scan above, so you got the Shade Cloak one, which says... to dash forward, cloaked in shadow. Use the cloak to dash through enemies and their attacks without damage. Ability, you go through them, and then you see right there that basically Beam of Void is cutting straight through that monster.
Okay, basically
the sharp shadow.
So I ask real quick is that so basically he negates durability via energy and soul manipulation.
Oh no! He does it via darkness. Via literal darkness. Here, let me get you the sharp shadow charm, which is a charm made of pure. So not only is he going to be able to heal himself and drain your soul with every strike of his blade, but he will also be able to call upon this darkness to do durability negation and intangibility. Hey,
what did this necklace do again?
Oh, it's not a necklace. It's like a little charm. But I showed above how he's able to cloak himself in shadow and go straight through, dude. This is what allows him to cut through dude's organ and kill him.
Can I like the video of that?
Yeah, sure. I actually have a GIF.
I can cut everything.
Yeah, you don't even. Or you can go on YouTube and just Google Sharp Shadow. But I'll give you this GIF. You go.
That GIF will do. Oh, you're doing that? I'm gonna get this thing.
Oh no, it's right here.
Dang it! I know he has it.
Here, I got it right here. Here you go. There you go. Just imagine that, except it does damage when he dashes through them. So he dashes forward, cloaks himself in shadow, goes through your dude, and does damage.
Okay, it's doing but that thing's still alive though.
Yeah, he doesn't. It takes in Hollow Knight they have soul, which is like magic, and they're able to more or less resist it, if that makes sense. So they're corrupt.
So it's like magic or something. Corrupt magic?
No. So they're taken over by this being called the Radiance, the Eternal Light, right? And that thing, you see how it's all like pussy and stuff? It's all like white and big and conglomerated, whatever. That's a big word. Basically, that thing is... remember how I said it's like overrun by zombies or whatever? That thing is giving it, how do I say this? It's like giving it a big power amp. And it has a bit of a resistance to void-based magic because the Radiance has big smoke with darkness. Light and dark don't mix, right? The Radiance is the moth, ironically enough. So moth likes light, not darkness. So when he does that trick and cuts through them, it does damage. And it'll kill you eventually because, there's only so many times you get stabbed in the heart. But it can take 2 or 3 dashes. It's the equivalent of a sword slash. If you look in the Wikipedia, you see that. But every time the knight dashes through you and negs durability, it's the equivalent of a slash.
Basically, this is like an overtime ability. It kills you over time, and these guys can resist it.
No, it kills you instantly. They're just bulky enough to take a sword through their guts. Like if you can show your dude being able to surf and his innards, then yeah, it'll take a minute. But if not, it's a one shot.
Need to cool down like while he's doing this though.
Yeah, in the voice, I think it shows that it's like a second.
Mm-hmm.
He does it.
Okay, well, I don't think my character could erase him with this next ability.
Oh wait, did you show him being able to survive a sword through the gut?
Well, honestly, what I would argue that he would.
Wait, what?
He's in like that far away attack.
Well, both of them
I
work.
would-
Shark Shadow and that projectile work the same way. Well, the projectile is actually more devastating. They actually, if you use that move on them, they actually can't survive that. They might be able to survive a sword or two into the heart, but they're not surviving that big thing. As you see by that huge monster up there, it kind of explodes.
Now, if we're going to like go based off of durability negation, I would point to a certain armor that he has that can protect him from that.
I don't know why you didn't post that.
Okay. God. While I'm finding this, you have anything else like you want to say about like
Yeah, I got like
I'll-
another thing, but I'll bring it up if I gotta bring it up. I brought this up last time just as a wrap it up because dudes had to go. And I know we're on like the clock here. I'm trying to make this like lightning round material. You feel me? I still got half a milkshake here. Like, shoot.
So when Hollow Knight goes into that dark form, is that because he's like corrupt by something?
No, he was made of that. The exact quote
Yeah,
is born of God.
He's made of like a type of corrupt. God dang it! There's a train coming. He's made of a type of
Nice.
corruption.
It's not corrupted. It's forget all you know about darkness being bad in this verse. It's just darkness. He was made by God and void. I can get you the scans of that if you want. But basically, so you know how me and you are made of like flesh, blood, and organs and junk? He's not. He's made of just darkness, emptiness, shadow. If that makes sense. It's like while me and you have bones and a heart and vessels, blood vessels and all that, he just has darkness. And those little charms, or those little equipments I showed you, allow him to harness it and weaponize it.
Honest and basically like weaponized.
Yeah, it's not like corrupt or evil or anything. It's just it's the equivalent of like an element, you know. Like
Okay,
mad scientists
so
aren't
the-
collecting this stuff and trying to. Well, they are, but
So how often does he use this
every single fight. In fact,
negation ability?
every single fight. In fact, it eventually gets to the point where you have to use it to dodge certain attacks. See the Radiance fight. Like you literally have to use it to dodge certain attacks. Like it is his go-to.
Okay, so basically the name is called the White Fire, and it is you know how you say your guy has like a long range durability negating attack,
Yeah, a void shot. Yeah.
and it's kind of like a energy blast that he does.
Hmm.
Okay, so your guy can use like an energy blast. This attack that my guy uses is instantaneous, and it just appears on you. Like there's no lag. It's shielded. It just you're surrounded by white fire that attacks you
Nice.
on an ethereal level.
Nice.
Yes.
Wait, did you show that that armor or whatever?
Do you want me to show the armor, or do you want me to put like this attack down? Because I'm trying to find it. Dang, I need to reorganize this stuff.
Yeah, I feel you. My camera was filled with exam stuff and Hollow Knight
I
stuff.
found it. Never mind, I found it.
Yeah, show
This
the
is
armor thing, and then I'll get to the white fire. Whack 'em. Doodle.
Okay. And like, wow.
The chocolate shake is starting to kick in.
And that's good. You might get like an ascension because chocolate is good for the brain.
No,
it's
it's
dark
not.
chocolate.
Not mine. I don't need to get any dumber. You feel me? Yeah. And that, kids, is why I don't drink.
I mean, that could be like, sin, 'cause that would be,
No,
but that would be bad because then I would.
This is gonna
You'd
go
be
from,
nuts.
no, wait, stop. This is gonna go from a debate to a pro-drinking message. Like, no, show me the armor before this gets bad.
Yeah, yo, why does it show that armor?
Yeah, guys, bottoms up. Like, no.
Oh, I found it. Okay.
Dope.
Here is his.
Well, you don't
okay,
even need to show. I know you're not gonna lie to me. Like, you can just tell me how it works. Like, I know you're not. Like, I'm sure
about his.
anyone who knows this verse will hop on you if you lie. So I'm fine.
Okay, here's the thing about that. Nobody here knows about this verse but me.
Oh, well, you're a cool dude. I'm sure you won't lie to me. And if you do, well, then I'll be heartbroken. So how does this joint work? You don't gotta show me it. I don't care. We're on the clock anyway.
Oh, now I'm showing you. I already found it. Actually, I'm typing it in.
Oh, well, that works too.
Okay, basically, you know how I said about like those adventurers that like died before him and was just transmuted?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this armor is basically a goo armor made up of that adventurer that got transmutated.
Oh, it's made of. Ooh, wait, I can't say that. All right, anyway, keep going.
So basically, in this world, magic actually does corrupt and can. Basically, when you get turned into a demon, your soul gets ripped out.
Guys,
Dude, let that dude talk,
Guys.
then come in.
now I don't feel like rushing y'all that badly, but I'm just saying, just like push the pace a bit more, you know?
Believe me, it's like he's got like minutes. I'm trying to go here. So, what you say about the armor? Before this man interrupted you?
Yeah. Armor basically has. You know how I said that he has like natural resistance to soul hacks because of how the magic works in the verse. Magic can literally just take your soul out and like crystallize it. Not only has a resistance to this because he ate the soul of the goddess Maweth, who made the entire world of the verse, which makes his soul immune to like corruption and grants a high resistance to attacks. Now he has an two extra layers inside of.
All right, hang on. Let me wrap this up in a bow, right? So he can rip your soul out and weapon, right? So just like what my dude can do, right?
Basically, yeah, they both
Okay,
have
dope. So
zero attacks.
the knight can survive without a soul. Here, I'll even show you it. The knight can legit survive. Like I even showed in the scans above. Like he turns this. Like he has no soul within him, and when he reaps the soul from your body, he weaponizes it into attacks. Like that alone shows he can survive soul. But here, I'll go the extra mile and show you.
Okay, so your dude can survive without a soul, and mine has
like,
3 layers against soul like attacks.
No, he was born
Actually,
without soul.
more.
Like when he came out of the egg by the worm, he got no soul.
I don't never stop sounding weird. A tree giving birth to an egg.
We'll go with it.
I do.
We'll go with it. Anyway.
It's basically my guy. Okay, does that summarize like what I said? Oh wait, hold up.
Yeah, I'm just rolling it along. You feel me? All right. So I'll give you a basic description.
Hollow Knight has no mind, soul, or body, right?
Actually, yes. How would you know that? Oh wait, never mind. My bad. My bad.
So basically, Hollow Knight has no mind, soul, or body.
Yeah, no mind to think, no voice to cry out suffering. Wait, what was it? Wait, no, it was no mind to think, no will to break, no voice to cry suffering, born of God and void. Yeah. And I can give you those scans if you want.
Oh, no, I really hear you thinking of that. Like before, he still like has a physical. God.
And I'll even show you this right there. So the knight, there's the knight, legit, like just surviving and chilling without his innards. And the scan above is just a summary of what that thing is, sibling. It's described as emptiness. So this dude might be able to do all that, but there's no soul to reap from the knight. The only one who's reaping soul here is my dude. Because I'm assuming you guys have a soul.
Yeah, he actually does have a soul that's
Yeah,
immune to
yeah.
being whipped out and corrupted or like attacked.
I'll take your word for
It's
it.
basically take the soul of the literal goddess of his plane that adds
I'll
on
take
to
your word for
his-
it. I'll take your word for it, man. Okay, what else? There's like one other thing I got. So you said that he can touch the dude, right? Like if he goes on the void thing, he is able to touch him. Right?
If he goes into the void.
Like if he does that intangibility thing, you said that he would be able to touch him, right?
Yeah, it's thanks to like both his passive ability and the ghost that's inhabiting him.
Dope.
As well as the
Dope. All right.
as
So
well as the other one.
So the void has been shown to be able to essentially corrupt you with if you decide to touch that junk, if you decide to mess with that junk, or even just tick it off, really, it has the ability to corrupt you. And I'm going to show you the scans. It's kind of hard to explain. Then I'll explain it. Here you go. So the first one is the scans of the husk. So this husk, oh, that's a megabyte. That might take a minute to send. So basically, the husk was hanging around a void entity known as the Collector. And as you see there, he essentially succumbed to the void. You see the tendrils there on the bottom. It's kind of hard to see. You might need to zoom in, but you can see void tendrils, the black lines connecting to it. And it says, too long we spent together, we became as one. Oh, I sent the same scan twice. My bad. But there's and then here's a King's Mold, which is actually made of void itself, and yet still the King's Mold are basically programmed with protecting the king. And when the void came through to kill that king, because the void had problems with him, as you see there, the tendrils were able to wrap around it and force it to what's it called? Become one with it. It's a crazy absorption and madness manipulation. I got two more scans I'll show you, just so you don't think I'm lying. So Hornet, remember that sister I told you about when I was trying to gauge just how old he was? Hornet says right there, that chamber that he's about to walk into, that black hole, that tunnel, that's made of void. I'll give you a scan of that as well if you want, but it says right there, I won't be joining you in this. That space is built to sustain your likes. Its bindings would drain me if I were to join. So she's right there. I mean, that's verbatim. That joint will kill me if I walk in there. And then one last scan. Same thing above. You can read the dialogue. But essentially, absorption hacks and crazy mind hacks. It will turn him inside out. It will replace his innards with void. Yeah, you'll notice a common feature on the bugs that die from these things. They got like black streaks coming out of their eyes and mouth. That's because they, you know how in movies, like they'll freeze their innards and blood or whatever will come out. Well, same thing except void.
Okay, so the void basically corrupts and destroys.
Absorbs, not really. I guess destroys. Yeah. But yeah.
Of this.
So either he's hitting him from the inside, or your dude basically kills himself and touches the guy. And since you said it was passive, yeah.
Wait, what? I said it was passive.
You said the intangibility negation and durability negation thing was passive, right? With the ghost and all that.
It's passive. And he only gets like extra layers of it, like with the other two things.
Yeah, so like you would piss this thing off. Oh, can't say that. But anyway, you would tick this thing off, and dude's innards, eyes, all that would come into void, and he would lose his mind and be absorbed by it.
This ability consistently shown.
Yeah, I just gave you a butt ton of scans.
Yeah.
I just gave you a plethora, and I got more too. If you want more.
Okay, so like for those counters, I have this counter right here. The Mirror's Pearl Blessings. Once he ate this pearl, he was basically okay. This you know how you said. Can you repeat like what you said that like Void could do?
So
That
long story short,
cause madness.
it will coming into intense contact with it. Unless you are a being like the Knight and made of it, it will drain you. It will absorb you. It will turn your innards, like all your blood, your organ stuff, into. It will replace it, take it out, and turn it into darkness, as you see there with the husks and the bugs corrupted by it. And it will like turn you mad. You will go crazy. You will go crazy. You will lose your mind.
So basically, a counter to that is that I have two counters of this. You said unless you're like similar to the Knight, this will corrupt you and stuff.
Unless you are made of darkness, yeah. Dude, made of darkness.
Well, my counter to this is mostly that my character has defenses against that, like other defenses, but he also has another passive defense against it called Mirror's Blessings, which makes his
Jesus
soul.
Christ, that scared the shit out of me. Whew. Oh, God, Jesus. Oh, I think he just won the debate, man.
Yeah, he does that.
Oh.
Anyway, yes, this is Mirror's Blessings, which prevent his soul from being corrupt, turned mad, or basically anything that could affect his mind, soul, or body. This is a passive ability that he gets pretty early on. You can get this pretty early on in like the game. And it's only built upon as like you gain like the armor that's around him and the scared body that is Soldra. He has multiple defenses against that darkness thing.
So, okay, it protects against his mind going crazy. Does he have anything to protect against the absorption? Like, that's the main issue. Your mind going cuckoo doesn't, that's kind of just a side effect. The issue here is becoming one with the void.
And that the demon magic and his ward basically can send you into a void of like infinite void, and he can resist this as well as fight on par with a clone of himself while resisting it. He can resist the absorption.
Wait, how does that resist absorption? Like, do they?
He was being absorbed while he was fighting, and he resisted being absorbed.
By what? I mean, I missed something.
No, not really. I just said he was resistant to being absorbed. He was fighting a clone of himself, basically.
Did that clone have absorption powers?
Okay, basically, here's the story like behind the clone. Like he went into a world with some strange glasses, looked into a mirror. I don't know why I did this in the game. I just thought it was funny. He looked into a mirror, and this demon started forming. He walked out the mirror, and then he basically said, "Thanks for the body. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna find everyone you love, and I'm gonna just sexually assault them or whatever." And then he just said, none of that. And then he just settled down and fought him while the mirror behind him was saying, "Okay, I'm gonna suck you up in place of the demon." And so the mirror was basically sucking him up.
Look, you gotta watch your language, man. Cornflake's gonna have a field day if you keep that up. My bad, keep going.
I'm cool. Cornflake, that would be cool. Like he was fucking him up like really hard. It was like
okay. That's
engulfing him.
That's possession. That's not absorption. What my dude is doing is like taking you over from the inside out. Like when you touch this dude, that thing is in you, like your body, and it is coming out, and eventually you will die, and you will become one with the void.
Yeah, dude. Wait, you said it's inside of you?
Yeah, it comes from inside of you.
Okay, basically, I've already proven that he would resist that, so it wouldn't get inside of him to possess him in the first place or absorb him.
Well, no, you didn't. It forms inside of you. When you said that, I can passively negate your durability negation and your intangibility, I can like shrug you off. I then said, okay, that void that you just ticked off, that thing's going to come in, and on top. Well, okay, one at a time. Not only will it begin to form inside of you and essentially spread out. It's kind of like the Alien. I think about it in that one bad sci-fi movie. Starts from the inside.
Okay,
and
but
comes
that
out.
still means it needs to reach inside of you to do that.
Like it comes, like you let it in when you mess with it.
Again, I've already shown he has basically the blessings of the goddess, which resist those types of corruption and madness, and
It's not
pretty much
corruption.
whatever else you said it.
Oh, it's not corruption; it's absorption. And on top of that,
Who said it did that and absorbed? Right?
Hang on. Yes. Hang on. On top of that, just being like as I've shown with like the Hornet scan and stuff like that, just being around it, like it'll suck you dry. Oh, dang it, Carnifex. It'll dang it. It'll
Pause all over that.
Dang it. It'll drain you.
Sus.
I know that. All right, look, my bad. Let me rephrase that. When you, so on top of, God dang it, guys, I can't take y'all anywhere. So on top of you letting that thing in because you messed with it, you made contact. On top of that, you're also in constant contact because you're fighting the knight, right? Who keeps going into this void state, meaning you are having you're constantly having exposure to this void, and we've seen that based on the scans that I've shown up above. Just you being around that sucker will make you go cuckoo, and eventually you will succumb and become one with the void. So even if that you show the specific,
you need to possess him.
Oh, it's not possessing. There's no you to possess anymore. There is no you.
Okay, can it absorb someone who has like high levels of magical resistance?
Yeah,
like
I can show you. I can show you the void overtaking someone with high levels of magical resistance.
It has to warp something to get inside of him, basically.
Yeah, like this stuff is whack. You want me to show you that?
Oh wait, so it does have to warp something, like his very being, to get inside of him. Like it warps through him.
Oh no! Oh, I thought you meant like crossing dimensional barriers or something. Oh no, my bad. I misunderstood you. No, like you let that. Here, we're going in circles. How do I? Let me summarize real quick. I don't want to go in circles. You feel me? Let me summarize. That's all I'm going to do. So when you mess with this thing, when you negate it, when you have extended, prolonged, what's the word? When you have interactions with it, yeah, that's the word. When you're just exposure, that's the word. When you have extended exposure to this thing, not only will it start to break your mind slowly, which I think you got to counter, but it'll also begin to absorb you. I gotta pick my words carefully. It will drain you. Just being around it. Like Hornet wasn't afraid of that thing coming inside and coming from the inside out. Like it was worried. Like if I'm around this thing, it will drain me. As you see in the scans above.
Also, you asked about that clone thing. I put more context, like right there.
Yeah.
Basically, this was not just him being like, actually wasn't possessed in the first place. Soul was literally taken, copied, and put into another physical form. He fought that form while the.
So wait, he doesn't even have resistance then. You just said the dude's soul got yanked.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not what I meant. Dang it. What I meant to say instead was basically there was a disembodied soul of a demon inside the mirror dimension.
Okay.
Him managed to recreate a perfect copy of the champion. The champion had to fight and kill him before the mirror could siphon his very being.
Oh, good catch.
Yeah, basically, so basically he managed to resist the pull of the mirror and beat a perfect copy of himself while doing it.
Okay, this is
guys.
Indeed. Guys. It does indeed have a counter to absorption on a high skill.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time to conclude.
Time for what? Is it time to get food?
Guys, it's time to conclude.
Yeah, I'm not conclude. Mm-hmm. I'm not.
Okay, we can conclude because I would like to hear about like the thing. We conclude.
Okay. You want me to conclude, or you want to conclude? I don't care.
And you can like go first.
Okay. Conclusion. I showed. What should I start with? The skill thing. I showed my dude being able to have crazy levels of skill. Although, oh yeah, we said it was chill there. I showed my dude being able to reap your soul out with every hit, and it also had a regeneration factor. I demonstrated levels of. Well, I think you. I don't remember if you did or did not show something to the madness thing. I showed a bunch of absorption hacks, which are passive. Just being around the thing will enable it, which is a constant hack. Again, shown with the scans above. I showed intangibility, things like that. All right, go ahead.
Excuse me. Okay, so basically what I've seen, I've proven is that I've proven.
Got to burp
I
more.
think I've proven that my champion has a very great counters to pretty much everything Hollow Knight can do, all the way from Collapsing to Madness to Absorption, to Soul Hacks. Not only has those resistances, but he also could possibly copy pretty much anything the Knight could do. Has the skill to keep up, and if not slightly surpass him, as well as having the spells and weaponry to get around a bunch of the Knight's advantages, just as like his white flames having an instantaneous effect, as his attacks are long range and he would be able to dodge them. As well as his perks that amp them up in skill and experience as well. And I would like to end it with that.
All right. Well, debater, you want to go first?
Yeah, hit me, kids.
No, someone else go first. I'm still thinking at the moment.
Who wants to go first?
That dude said no.
Forrest, you want to?
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna go later.
Yeah, Forrest can.
All right. So, in terms of skill, it was quite close at first, but I will have to give it to Skinny. You did make a false equivalent with the whole age and the whole experience thing with the skill. It's like you could have like 1,000 years of like experience and be like a skillful like combatant, but it's down to what you show. It's like I could have like a year of experience and I could like show I could blow up a planet, whereas you could like have like many years of like skill and experience and you could only like show levels of being able to just freaking destroy buildings or like hit someone's pressure points. Like, you know, it's down to what you show at the end of the day. So I give that point to Skinny, and the scans he showed far pretty much proves that the skill feats were far more impressive than the ones you displayed, I'm afraid. So in terms of like the hacks arguments, this was probably the most interesting part of the debate. I will say this, Fate, I'm quite impressed. You have improved. You gave a lot of good points. Like you had a lot of resistance to what Skinny had to dish out in terms of his hacks, and good job on that. But I would say you did struggle on a point in terms of the absorption. You did get it mistaken for possession, which isn't the same thing. But even when Skinny did correct you, you still went back to the same point, and I was unconvinced on how your character was still able to deal with the absorption. So I have to give this point to Skinny.
That was a misspoke.
I guess I'll go next. And basically, but it's mostly what Forrest said of how how the debate gone before, like the hacks argument. For the hacks part, it kind of felt shaky for the whole absorption argument, like it going inside of him, like is it either possession or absorption. But like Forrest said, like Fate couldn't properly counter that. But like well, if I had to vote, I might say Fate a little bit, just like slightly 1%, due to like I felt a little shaky on like the Hollow Knight thing. So I guess Fate would be my vote.
All right. Simple. Who wants to go next? Luck.
Oh, that guy's about to get in an
Luckton,
accident.
you want to go?
Lucky,
Yeah,
you
sure.
there?
Someone
sure he'll be
please
fine.
judge.
Yeah, I'm right here, literally talking right now.
All right.
Okay. For me, over this debate, it kind of went back and forth. Like at the beginning, Fate was pretty much clapping, and then when it got towards the middle, Skinny came back. Like Skinny just out of nowhere just came back
so it was kind of 50-50 for me. I think Fate edged it out, just like Phoenix said, just a little, but pretty much, if Fate continued his point towards the end, then I would have said Skinny, but I'm gonna give it to Fate by slightly.
Let's yeah, I agree with Lookum. It was like rather like a 50-50. Like, I wouldn't go as far as to say at the start it was clapping. I definitely wouldn't go that far. For the skill section, honestly, I don't know. So I'm gonna go inconclusive on that part, because honestly, with that part, I really don't know. For the hack section, Fate did like resist like a lot of skinny stuff, and he kind of maybe vaguely countered the void thing. And let's see, what was the other point? So yeah, ultimately, this is kind of really hard, but like I think Fate, like a little bit, like slightly. I think Fate like a little bit, but it definitely was not a clap. I don't know. In no part at all was it a clap. I don't know what looked like.
All right,
So,
Carnifex, you want to say anything?
I'll mess with Skinny later about the wrong
No.
thing.
No. No, let him talk. Get him out.
Can
Call
someone
security.
please call it the fucking contradiction brawl at the very end?
No, that's for
Please?
you. That's for you.
I mean,
wait your turn.
He did.
No,
Yeah, you
no
can
one
go
even
ahead
went
now.
into that.
I mean, you
Okay,
should've-
all right.
Go ahead now.
Well,
Fuck.
if you
A
want to go, go right now, you
contradiction.
whiny bitch.
That was a misspoke, not a contradiction.
You can.
Okay.
Hey,
A
you can talk
perfect
now, dude.
clone.
Yeah.
Hold on, bro. A perfect clone that got beat, so it's by definition unperfect.
Oh, be nice.
No.
Get,
Hey,
I
just
don't
let
even.
the
I don't even
Oh.
consider like Luck's judgment
everybody
valid
else
from
judge.
that.
let the man.
What?
judge.
It's not
Okay,
a commentary
just
yet.
go on,
It's
just go on, guys.
fiction.
Fuck.
It's fiction. You could technically beat a perfect clone of yourself because bullshit.
Yeah, wait,
Yeah.
didn't Afro...
Okay, yeah,
Nothing.
so-
If
you're not
it's a
judging-
perfect clone,
Guys,
and then
guys.
like he should like be identical with the clone.
Wait, didn't Afro Samurai fought a perfect clone and he won?
Yeah.
Here's my question: who do you think
guys,
won? Like,
guys, wait,
And the
not
clone
the
wasn't
Debater, so
perfect.
judging.
it's Carnifex
Let
is
the con-
Anyway,
It's
continue.
not
debater already-
commentary yet.
Yeah.
Poor
Anyways, let me think.
poor
Now
dude.
for skill, it is very close. Like at first, you guys gonna like, oh, how about we just agree that we're relative? And then he's like, then Fate turns around, is like, are you? Do you concede that I am more skilled? And he's like, no, let's leave it to the judges. That's funny, but it's hard to say because, while experience is good, it's not like you can't just use like experience, which the other explained. But at the same time, he also gave other good like skill feats, so I can't really say who wins in skill. I'll leave that inconclusive, like everyone else. Fate and Skinny resisted pretty much all of each other's hacks. I agree that Fate just barely countered absorption because it was going back and forth because of some confusion and like some different kinds of absorption and shit. Let me think. The Fate did bring something up that he got cut off on and didn't continue. He brought up like briefly like instant erasure, but like he was cut off and then like he never brought it up again, so that doesn't matter. If he did actually go on to that point before he concluded, it would have actually. But so without that point, this is like very close. I can't really say who wins in my opinion. I'd have to say inconclusive.
Corn.
So like one inconclusive, 3 for Fate, and 1 for Skinny.
Yo, Corn, you want to judge?
I can.
Yeah,
Can I say something?
Yeah, Simple can.
Okay, so at the start for like skill, I feel like Fateful was like having it till like he like just made the mistake of just like instead of like holding on to the point, he kind of like loosen a little bit, like he let Skinny like try to like, you know, like argue back at like clap back at him because he just wanted to like be relative or something and like skill or shit. But like so yeah, that was like weird. So I'm gonna go with inconclusive on like the whole skill thing. For hacks, close. Like you guys said, like some of the judges said, I feel like it's weird, like how he countered it. But I'm gonna go with Fate a little, cause it just, cause like that last point was like weird to me. But I'm a slide shot with Fate. Um, and I think like in his conclusion, he like it's really weird how he said it, but I feel like he did bring up the like instant hacks, like at one point where he was like, "Oh, I could counter his hacks and like have like instant like the hacks." So
White Flames.
yeah. Um I'm a edge out a little bit with Fate. That's my opinion.
All right.
Corin.
Well, me, I mean, the skill work that was intense. Like they were going back and forth. Both of them had excellent points. And to be fair, they did eventually, if I recall, like agree to at least say they're relative. So again, I would have to say inconclusive as well on that. Now, the hacks' resistances, again, they were going back and forth. But I do kind of agree with Simple and Apprentice in a weird way. Fate did bring up somewhat of a counter for absorption. Like he actually did bring up an absorbing tactic. We noticed that. It's kind of like weird, but he did do it, and like I would have to edge out with him on that. Overall, though, I would probably have to edge out with Fate. Like I virtually agree with what Debater said. Essentially, like most of what he said.
Oh, okay. So like so far it's like four for Fate and one for Skinny and one for inconclusive. I guess Fate won this by a
Yeah, boys.
little 1%. Good. Congratulations, Fate.
GG.